we're talking about the nerve, not the spinal level.
We are talking about the nerve.
And then nerve cells
Yeah, it is. That's kind of one y'all had before, isn't it?
yeah, it's the same one we had last time.
One of the things y'all realize where the iliacus is located? It's right inside of the pelvic, the ASIS. It's right underneath that. Yeah, so it's a real common, we need to show you how to release that, iliacus and psoas major and minor. But anyway, okay.
L2.
L2. What is the sensory dermatome for the thumb?
C6.
C6, good.
L5.
You have lost 80 to 90% of your plantar flexion. Which nerve has been cut?
Which one's C7 now?
What?
The middle thing?
No, not, I don't want spinal. That's true, it is this one. I want the nerve.
Oh.
It says middle finger, and then it says little finger.
80 to 90% of your plantar flexion has been lost.
Is it the lateral and plantars?
No, because they do good intrinsics, they don't actually do plantar flexion. So your plantar nerves down there do your intrinsics underneath the foot. Does that make sense? Where you curling your toes under.
But it wouldn't do plantar flexion?
So what does plantar flexion?
Tibial?
Would it be the
What muscle?
the one above it?
Huh? I want the nerve, but I'm trying to help you find it.
I think it'd be the deep tibial.
Y'all don't know these real well, do you?
No.
Not really.
Is it the tibial?
It's the tibial. Tibial does that.
Well, I think it's because we have this skills check and he keeps changing it every 5 seconds and we're worried about that, so.
Bill Carroll does?
No, Kendall.
Kendall repass.
How is he changing it? What it is?
So instead of protective phase, on the skills check it says state protective phase. But you don't do that, you have to state the progression.
Where's that at?
Are you talking about the
No, for the
MTS?
skills check.
What?
I've never heard that.
Well, now I have something else to panic about.
What? What is it?
He changed it on y'all in the middle?
Yeah, yesterday. It was real nice of him.
Okay, I guess it's y'all's turn.
Okay, which one do you want now? L5.
Yeah, that sounds good. I need to pull this out.
The common fibular nerve has been damaged behind the head of the fibula. Which movements are lost? The common fibular nerve has been damaged behind the head of the fibula. Which movements are lost? This is actually a common injury, by the way,
The movement.
because that head of the fibula a lot of times
So
gets
it's-
broken,
What is
and
it?
that
I really don't
goes
know.
right behind there.
We could guess. Plantar flexion. Any version?
Not plantar flexion. Plantar flexion is all tibial nerve.
Dorsal.
So they do lose dorsiflexion. What else do they lose?
Is it inversion? Or eversion? Eversion?
The eversion. One more thing. I don't know of it.
I thought that was good.
Toe extension too.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Big toe extension. Okay.
I was gonna say that, but it sounded dumb just because it was like, I know the extensor out as long as it's in there. I was like, well, it does something with the toes, but that sounds really dumb.
That's all day. On that last one, would they not lose a little plantar flexion too because of the peroneus and like the superficial fibula in there?
Because you're gonna lose your proneus longus and, you would have the proneus longus and brevis still there. Because you've lost the tibial nerve, right? Is that what you're asking me?
The question was, you lost the fibular nerve.
You've lost the fibula, right, the common fibular. It's gonna be such a minor amount of plantar flexion, that's why the question asks, it says you've lost 80 to 90% of your plantar flexion. It's how that, so it's a minimal amount. So that would be eversion with plantar flexion. It maintains eversion. Does that make sense? But your gastroc and your soleus are your major plantar flexors. So if you lose, that would be the tibial nerve. That's the first thing you should think about, I guess. But yes, you would lose, you would still have, you would lose a small amount of plantar flexion, yes. But not, I don't think, you would a little bit.
Yeah.
Good thought process. Okay. I got mixed up in the middle of it, I'm sorry. What do you want? Whose turn is it? Rosie.
We said L4. You already marked
Did I mark it off? Okay. You have lost dorsiflexion in a left ankle accident. Which nerve has been cut?
Is that the
Deep fibular. Good. Okay.
We'll do L3.
You got skip from something?
Pardon?
You may have got skip.
No, I said L4.
Oh,
You
okay.
said the answer I was gonna say?
I'm not having a good time.
The femoral nerve has been cut. Which muscles are lost?
Say quads.
Quads. Here's one.
Oh. How many are there?
3. You guys know back there? What are the other two muscles?
Was the interfascial abdomen?
What?
The PSL?
That's in here.
The tensor lost the lock.
Is that who you wanted?
No, that's with medius.
We'll take it, we'll take it.
Okay, take it.
Alright, Sartorius,
Sartorius and
Actinius.
Tectinius. Good. Okay. Y'all's turn.
L3.
Even very small.
That's right. Right.
What are the movements of the psoas major and minor? What is the movement, I should say?
Hip flexion.
Hip flexion, okay?
What healing phase is used for.
What is the nerve for the gluteus medius? Okay, good.
L2.
So do you know the healing phase of trauma?
No, well, he's taking that part out, and you have to name the progressions of each thing.
What
So,
is
like,
the sensory
sitting,
dermatome
standing,
over the
kneeling,
lateral
halfway
malleolus?
Those times.
Okay.
Yeah.
L5.
L5. What is the other major area that you need to know is L5?
Big toe.
Big toe. Good. Okay.
2 points.
L.
I guess, unfortunately.
What is the nerve innervation for the gluteus maximus?
I feel like the back ones are easier. I mean, none are easy, but, you know. Spinal roots.
Spinal root. What is the sensory dermatome for the back of the head?
L2. I mean, not L2, C2, sorry.
Good, good. Okay. Don't get those mixed up.
L4.
What is the movement of the tensor fascia lata?
Is it the extension?
No.
I don't know. I didn't even say what I have no idea. I really don't.
Abduction.
Wheels.
It comes back here.
Oh, fair enough. But we'll take it there.
What's the tensor fascia lata movement?
Right in there.
I don't know.
I got it.
It's TFL? Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh.
I thought it was flexion.
Hip abduction.
Hip flexion?
Yeah, what am I missing?
What about abduction?
It's both.
It does hip abduction at what?
Oh, she said that.
I did.
Yeah, she said that.
You gotta speak up, I can't even hear you.
Okay, I said abduction, but I didn't know really what part.
Remember that it's with 45 degrees of flexion. It does not flex the hip, but it's stronger at 45 degrees of flexion. Does that make sense? So it goes into abduction at that point. I don't know where that point goes.
I said abduction first.
So,
No, I think Shelby said abduction. Look at there. Somebody said Shelby said abduction.
We'll do all three.
so it doesn't hip flex then.
It does at 45 degrees. It doesn't do hip flexion, but at 45 degrees it's abduction.
If you have a protruding disc that's affecting the femoral nerve, what are the possible nerve roots?
L2, 3, and 4.
So where would you check for dermatome in those levels so that you could verify?
Anterior thigh,
Okay, what's that level?
L3,
Okay,
and then over the kneecap and the medial malleolus.
very good.
Is
L4, good. Okay,
L4.
L5's lateral, right? Not malleolus?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is, right? Check it now. He said I'm wrong.
L5 is the lateral
The
movement.
kneecap
Is it
and
not
the
big
medial
toe too?
malleolus. goes-
Pardon?
Is L5
And the big toe, yeah.
So it goes from lateral all the way around the big toe, goes to
Mhm. Underneath really to the big toe, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does.
We have a lot to do.
Which one did I say? Which one did y'all choose? 4. The sciatic nerve has been cut. Which movements have been lost? It's been cut at the hip. What have you lost?
Flexion.
Knee flexion's 1.
Hip extension,
Would you lose hip extension?
a little bit.
Does the sciatic nerve do any hip extension?
The hamstring.
Hamstrings do hip extension?
Don't they do a little bit? They're definitely not the prime movement.
I don't think so, yeah. We need, someone look it up. Somebody look it up on the internet. Do hamstrings do any hip extension?
Totally different ballpark.
Who's got their phone?
So then it would split into the tibial and fibular, so you lose plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, eversion, all that good stuff.
But you'd lose all your ankle movement
Yeah.
and then the flexion. Let me tell you that, y'all know how big the sciatic nerve is? It's like an inch in diameter at your hip. So if you literally had a pelvic fracture that crushed that side and cut it, you would be dead. I've never seen anybody that lived through it. I've worked with patients that have had the outside of the sciatic nerve damaged, and so that affects the common fibular part of it. But it's really rare. I mean, they're usually dead if it's that much of a pelvic fracture. They don't live because it's such a thick nerve. It would be very unusual.
Hey, the hamstrings do hip extension, it says.
They do hip extension. Well, okay, y'all are right.
3 points.
There's a big artery there
I
too,
think-
right?
I think y'all always, never mind.
Probably.
Okay, that's all right. I just never think I'm going to be hip extensors, and I'm glad y'all looked that up, and now I'll remember that next year. But their main function is not hip extension, it is knee flexion. Okay, we are over here or back there?
Over there.
Over there. What do you want?
Anything.
Anything. When the hip, the obturator nerve is injured, what muscles are affected?
Yeah.
With obturator nerve damage? What would you say?
This is gonna take a while to memorize all this.
Sartorius?
No, sartorius is not.
Obturator internus?
I don't know. I don't know where that one fits in. Look it up on the internet. What is the innervation for the obturator internus? Somebody look it up.
It literally goes.
It's the hip ADD though?
All the adductors, yeah.
Just because that would go through.
Okay, so I was thinking that this whole time, like, so all the babies, like, so none of them.
Just remember that the sciatic nerve runs through the point. Some people.
It's probably right off of the lumbar plexus or sacral plexus. It's probably sacral.
Okay, but she only asked it to that one, but for everyone else, the muscle is one.
Sciatic.
It is innervated by the obturator internus.
It is, innervated by the obturator nerve. Okay, so your obturator internus is innervated by your obturator nerve. That's interesting.
Can you repeat that, please?
Alpha.
The obturator internus is innervated by the obturator nerve. We're gonna add that to our list. Why? Where did we just learn about the obturator internus? Actually, it was the externus, wasn't it? With the pelvic floor stuff, right? Those little external and internal rotators in the hip, and how important they are for the pelvic floor.
Under obturator nerve, right under the muscles.
Yeah, I'm not actually gonna put it on there, but I just thought it's kind of interesting.
I'm just like
Okay, we are back over here.
don't need extra confusion.
What is the spinal root level for sensation of the bottom of the foot? S1. It's also a little bit of L5, by the way, but mainly S1. If the question comes up, you're going to say S1 if that's your choices. Okay?
Yeah, because I
The superior gluteal nerve innervates what three muscles?
The glute med and the glute med in one.
And one more.
And the hip abductor?
Nope.
You
I'm getting this one.
Okay, that answer is not correct.
Can we still?
Oh, TFL.
Yes.
Tension fascial
Yeah,
lobby.
tension fascial lobby.
Which that's
Okay, what do y'all?
I was wanting to steal it.
Mix.
So think about a latte coming from Starbucks.
You have genu recurvatum. Which nerve and muscles are affected?
They have what?
Genu recurvatum. Which nerve and muscles are affected?
I really wish I could remember talking about this. I mean, I remember a lot.
I don't remember learning the nerves or anything that.
disease or syndrome that you just said?
It's Latin.
Yeah, I do not remember.
Femoral.
You got it?
Yeah, it's femoral.
And if you guys were Catholic, you'd know it. What's genu?
Knee.
Is anybody Catholic in here?
That's it.
A real common thing that you see is genuflex. What's that mean? Get down and pray. Get on your knees. So my Catholic students always know this one.
Oh, okay.
Because they use that term in the Catholic Church, genuflex.
And what is that?
Yeah. And they use a lot of Latin in the Catholic Church.
Oh, maybe I need to go.
But it's sad we lost Latin. It really is. It's a shame they don't teach us Latin.
I know because there's a lot of words that,
There's a Latin mass still, you can go for it. I went to one at the beginning of the year, 2019, I went to one in Bethany, Oklahoma.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
all Latin, and then they gave an English sermon.
you didn't, oh, they did it in Latin, they did it in English?
All of the, do they call it liturgy? I can't remember. Yeah, all of that was Latin, and then he gave an English sermon.
Yeah, interesting.
Can you repeat that question, Bill, since I know the word?
What nerve and muscle is affected when you have genu recurvatum?
And that's the extension?
The extension?
And what nerve?
And what muscle?
Oh, no, I was just saying that word means the extension.
That word means knee hyperextension, recurvatum is going backwards.
Okay.
So they're locking in the knee.
Okay.
Nice quads.
It's quadriceps and femoral nerve. Very good.
Good job, Walter.
Okay, do we have one more? We have three more to do. Where are we at even? I don't have any idea. Whose turn is it? Noah, your turn.
I guess we'll take that one.
No choice.
You said the quads.
What are, this is hodgepodge. What are the spinal cord levels for the biceps?
C5, C6.
5 and
6?
6. Good. Okay.
We got 6 points.
Which nerve tract in the spinal cord carries pain, temperature, and deep touch? What nerve tract in the spinal cord carries pain, temperature, and deep touch?
I raised my hand first. Sure.
We're in mine next.
On third.
We're in mine next, so y'all can all be answering.
I'll just get it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she did one
I
around.
know, she just.
Spinal thalamic.
Spinal thalamic, good.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, what was I saying?
What are the spinal root levels when you have Klumpke's paralysis? Kira and
If I remind you of this, excuse me, ma'am, when you're having questions.
they have Klumpke's paralysis. What's going on?
Can you spell that?
Use it in a sentence, please.
Yeah, can you write down, what's the origin of the word?
I don't know about the origin of this one. I'm guessing it's a name.
Yeah.
I can't spell it.
K-E.
Oh my gosh.
When does this happen?
I don't know.
At birth,
At birth. What happens with it?
Their
When
arms
the
over
baby-
their
When
forehead.
the arm is born over the head.
Is that not called something else?
It's called flunky's paralysis.
What's
What are the levels?
Herbs.
Herbs is where it's down, like
Oh, it's down in that?
The
right.
other one's Erb's
Yeah.
palsy.
Alright.
And I'm sure these are people's names.
And what's the question now that we know the definition?
I need the spinal root levels for both of these that are damaged.
3, 4, and 5. What's the
See, 3,
diagram?
4, and 5?
7, 8, T1.
There you go. This is 7.
Dang, now it's almost got
P1, this one is C5, C6. Okay, so on Klumpke's paralysis, what do we see? What are they missing?
Tricep and hand movement.
Okay, so they're missing triceps. What hand movements are they missing?
The interossei,
Interossei.
lumbricals.
They're losing which lumbricals?
Ooh.
Not all of them.
The little
The
finger.
last
Oh.
2, 3 and 4.
I knew it.
You used to see this a lot more. You literally saw this in the
But you
clinic.
said since C-sections.
Yeah,
You
C-sections
don't see
have cut
them.
this down, but you don't seem like you used to.
The Erb's palsy, does that say
If
C5,
it, if the
C6?
test
C5,
was
C6.
these things,
So what
Let
would
me
you
get-
lose with our, I don't think we're going, we've lost triceps, interossei, lumbricals, what else? A little bit of wrist flexion. Which side?
I'm assuming.
Medial, right? Remember medial because you're turned out this way. So you do a little bit of wrist flexion, flexion of the last 2 fingers. So you're gonna lose your ulnar nerve, right? Because your ulnar nerve is C8, T1. Okay, so with Erb's palsy, you've lost C5, C6. What are we losing here?
Biceps.
Biceps. Probably not the deltoids because it's is it too low? Maybe you might lose the deltoids. What else?
I thought if you get hurt there, then you
thumb?
don't have.
Wrist.
Brachioradialis.
Miss out there, I thought if you had an injury to C6, you would still have C6 muscles though, correct?
No, this is peripheral nerves.
Okay.
So what happens with Erb's palsy is they've literally pulled C5 and C6 away from the spinal cord.
Okay.
So you're looking at peripheral things, it's not spinal cord stuff.
Right. Okay.
okay, so they don't have what the injury is at.
Yeah, it's just if it's spinal cord, they do have it.
So we lost brachioradialis. What else did we lose?
Wrist extension.
Wrist extension. How about sensation over the thumb?
That's gonna get confusing on
They wouldn't have
the
external
Oh,
rotation.
yeah.
Well, I guess you should.
because you're gonna have to think: is it peripheral? Is it spinal cord?
External rotation, right. So what
Thumb,
are
thumbs,
external
everything
rotators?
It's your teres.
You know what, they actually,
What then?
they might lose, yeah, they might not. We just have to see what happens
They
with
just
these
don't have the
things.
shoulder.
So what's our external rotator? It's a shoulder? Infraspinatus, right, that's our biggest one, right?
Teres
Minor.
No, I just need to look in my paper and see.
Okay, good, y'all know this better and y'all think I'm done.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta fix this, got all kinds of irritated. But yeah, I'll put it on there.
And am I gonna study it on fall break? No.
No.
Are you gonna post this?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you gonna post it?
I'll post the.
Is that?
Oh, I guess I can stop